It's not tight enough. Feel it wobbling around too much. We have introverts, extroverts, and mental disorders. So I've had a saying for a long time that we're all broken, just in different ways. What does that mean? It means that we just are the way we are, and maybe we aren't the way we want to be, but a lot of us don't know how to change. Because change is hard and painful because it takes crafting of disciplines and habits and other things that we've grown to accept as part of who we are. And changing those habits, personality traits, is very difficult. Sometimes completely impossible without outside help. You know, the people that are always giving you advice, you ever noticed, are the ones that seem to be the most emotionally disturbed and messed up. I'm not going to pretend to not be broken, because I've got a lot of brokenness, but I function pretty well in public. I'm a salesman, so I sell things for a living. Insurance is what I sell. I built houses, and I built roads, and I did cable television, and I did real estate lending, and I sold houses. I've worked in fast food. I have cleaned cabins. I have cut firewood. I have done a lot of stuff. This is the first thing I've ever done that I don't feel like I don't disdain it. Like every day when I get up to go to work, I look forward to it. Maybe not every single day, but I don't like get up and go, man, I gotta do that again. First thing I've ever done. I'm my own boss. I'm creating passive income. Feel like I'm actually in control of the way things are going for the most part. I either make money or don't make money, and I can only blame myself. I can't blame the way somebody else is running it because it's me. So when things don't go well, there are oftentimes outside circumstances, but for the most part, it's just my job to overcome those. And of course, upper management will tell you all day long that it is just your job. Sometimes there's hurdles you cannot overcome. For instance, like for most of us, when we buy insurance, we're looking to buy it and save money on it, not buy it and spend more money. So if your company has a terrible rate, it's hard to convince people to pay more. You might have a better product and you might have better service, and there are going to be those who want that, and they'll switch just because they like you and they believe that you're going to take really good care of them if something bad happens. And we are that kind of company. And I'm really proud to be able to sell for a company that I'm not afraid if somebody calls in to make a claim, it's going to be a terrible experience. It's usually an excellent experience, and people are taken care of and made right. And I love that. Maybe it's because I like making people happy. And that comes down to brokenness part 2. So that's a little bit of what I do. And friends are hard to find. The older you get, it seems like people don't know how to make friends anymore. Or they don't know how to be a good friend, or they don't know how to just be a friend. I think I'm the person who doesn't know how to just be a friend. Like, I want deep friendships. But it's hard for me to have shallow friendships. And I find oftentimes I end up putting way more effort into my friendships than friends I have. And so sometimes you feel like there's something wrong with your friends, you need better friends. And I think I've fallen into that camp many times where I'm like, I need friends that are willing to give back as much as I give them. And I've been sad and disappointed and wonder if half the hobbies that I do, including motorcycling, motovlogging, shooting, golfing, fishing, those are things that I think I like. I'm pretty sure I like them. But sometimes I wonder if I do them to make friends and just make friends. And then I meet people and hang out with them and then realize that if I'm not calling them to set something up, they're not calling me. And it makes you wonder if you ever called them or didn't. If you just didn't call them again, would you ever hear from them? And the answer is no. A lot of them will just never call you because that's just the way they are. And for me, I used to think, well, then forget them. I don't need them as friends. And I've thought that for a long time. It was just recently that I was watching a video on YouTube, actually, from a very popular guy who I thought was just into satire and making funny videos, and he tricked me. I ended up watching one of his videos called How to Make Friends or something like that. And I started watching it because I thought it was going to be funny, and then it wasn't. Some girl writes in and she's like, I have all these friends and I do all the work and blah, 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 blah. And so I just quit hanging out with them because I'm tired of it. Is it my problem or theirs? And the guy was like, good news. It's your problem. And it's really funny that he said it's good news, it's your problem, because that doesn't seem like good news to anybody. Like, we don't want it to be our problem. We want it to be someone else's. And he's like, the good news is that it's your problem. The bad news is you have to change, and you don't have to get rid of your friends just because they don't treat you just like you think they should. And so here I wanted to watch a funny video, and then he like says this and drops this bomb, and I'm like, I don't like what you're saying, because it spoke so true to what I really am like. Like, I put out effort to try to make friends, and then realize that most people don't do that. Most of the friends that I have are introverts, and that's okay. I like introverts. The problem is, in order to be a friend with an introvert, a lot of times you have to put out a lot more perceived effort on your part, because you don't see it come back to you in the same way that speaks to you. Like, it doesn't make sense to me because I'm an extrovert. Anyway, all that to be said, this guy goes on to say in this YouTube channel that you have a problem. You don't like people for the way they are. You're always trying to change them and make them be something else. And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not that guy. And then I realized, yeah, I'm asking them to do things that is outside their nature. They want to befriend. Anytime I call, most of the time they're like, yeah, let's hang out, but they don't initiate it. And so part of me wants to say they don't appreciate the friendship. And then the other part of me is like, yeah, they do. They look at it totally different. Look at friendship totally different than I do. Like, they look at it, they're being friendly, but they aren't going to call to make plans for the most part. But that doesn't mean they don't like me. It just means that a lot of the hangout time, like for my level of hangout time, is different to where I feel like fulfilled and filled up. And their level is totally different. And so I can call them and hang out with them, and for me, that's fulfilling. And for them, a lot of times, that's draining. And it just freaks me out to think that, I wonder how often these people are just so happy I left. I wanted to be uplifting to them too, and encouraging and all that kind of stuff. And in the end, I wonder how often they are just sighing with relief because the extrovert has left the room and I don't need to pour into him anymore. I hope that's not the case with my buddies, but I never know for sure. I don't think that's the case with most of them, because I try to temper who I am a little. If you're that person, you're the extrovert, you're probably riding around on your motorcycle, making videos, talking to YouTube. You probably have some similar garbage in your life. Anyway, if you do, good luck. It's hard to break that. I'm still working on it, and I'll probably work on it for the rest of my life. But at least, if your eyes are open to it, you can actually make a change. If your eyes are not open to it, you never know you're broken until it's too late. You've hurt people's hearts. They probably don't get hurt as much as we do. They don't wear their emotions on their sleeve. That was a good wheelie. I do like it when it comes up. You lean and it's like, kind of goes back and forth, and then you can set it down. Oh, that's one of my faves. I know so many people that never do wheelies because they're smart. Probably introverts. They're like, I don't need to show off. I don't even know if it's about showing off. Who knows?